When you deal with a narcissistic woman, there is a moment that changes everything. It's the moment she realizes you are no longer reacting the way she wants. You stop explaining. You stop trying to make her understand you. You stop taking the blame she puts on you. You stop feeding the chaos she creates. Something in your energy shifts, and she feels it before you even say a word. This video is for you if you have ever felt drained, confused, guilty, angry, or invisible in a relationship with a woman who only gave you affection when she needed something from you. Maybe you loved her deeply. Maybe you tried to fix things because you believed the connection was special. Maybe you kept trying, even when everything in you was breaking. You tried because you cared, but she used that care as a weakness. And now, when she senses that your emotional door is closing, she reacts with a force that feels almost unreal. This video will walk through what truly happens inside a narcissistic woman when she loses control over you, why she behaves the way she does, and what final move she pulls when she realizes she can't get to you anymore. The goal is simple: to help you finally understand the pattern, to help you see what was happening behind the scenes, and to help you reclaim your strength and clarity. You will see your story in these parts. You will see moments you couldn't explain. You will understand behaviors that never made sense. And by the end, you will walk away with more confidence, emotional peace, and a strong sense of self-worth. You will feel supported, understood, and validated, maybe for the first time in a long time. The core psychology behind her reaction when she loses you. A narcissistic woman looks confident, strong, and sure of herself on the surface, but deep inside, everything she shows you is built on a very fragile foundation. She cannot handle rejection, disinterest, indifference, or any sign that you might be slipping out of her control. Your pullback is not just emotional distance in her mind. It is a threat. It is something she takes personally. It shakes her sense of identity. A narcissistic woman does not experience the loss of a partner the same way a healthy person does. When a normal relationship ends or becomes strained, most people feel sadness, disappointment, and grief. They think about the memories, the connection, the good moments, and the pain of losing someone meaningful. A narcissistic woman does not process loss through emotional depth. She processes it through power and self-image. To her, losing you does not mean losing love. It means losing control. It means losing admiration. It means losing someone who helped her feel important, desired, praised, cared for, or envied by others. She does not focus on the emotional bond. She focuses on the emotional validation. And when that validation fades, she feels something close to panic. There are 4 experiences she cannot tolerate: feeling rejected, feeling abandoned, feeling unimportant, losing power. These 4 experiences hit her like a personal attack. Even if you are simply trying to protect your peace, she reads it as disrespect. Even if you step back to heal, she experiences it as betrayal. And even if you walk away because the relationship is harmful, she tells herself you are doing it to hurt her. In her world, nothing is neutral. Everything is centered around how it makes her feel. Everything is interpreted as either admiration or insult. Attention feeds her. Absence destroys her. This is why she reacts so intensely when she sees you slipping away. It is not about missing who you are as a person. It is about missing the emotional power she had over you. When she loses control, she loses the source of the emotional supply she depends on. It's like losing the only mirror she trusts. Without your reactions, She cannot see the version of herself she wants to believe in. Without your attention, she feels small. Without your empathy, she feels exposed. Without your presence, she feels empty. This is why she pulls extreme moves when she senses she no longer affects you. Every final move she uses is designed to regain control, protect her self-image, and avoid facing the truth about herself. That truth is something she will do anything to avoid. Her high-level defensive reactions. When she feels that loss. When a narcissistic woman feels her grip on you weakening, she moves into a higher level of psychological defense. These reactions are more intense, more dramatic, and more calculated than anything you experienced before. She shifts into emotional survival mode. She cannot let go quietly. She cannot accept that you are stepping out of her emotional world. Here are the 3 high-level defensive reactions she uses when she senses your distance. Love bombing returns, but in an upgraded form. At the early stages of your relationship, she likely used love bombing to pull you in. She gave attention, affection, compliments, interest, and intensity. She made you feel chosen. She made you feel special. But once she felt secure, that version of her slowly faded. The upgraded version of love bombing appears only when she feels the threat of losing you. It is not about love. It is not about connection. It is about survival. You will notice she suddenly becomes extra sweet. She starts saying all the things she knows you want to hear. She acts as if she finally understands what you've been asking for. She pretends to listen deeply and show empathy. She becomes more attentive, more present, more affectionate. She may promise change. She may admit faults, but only in a surface-level way. She may claim she realized your value and now wants to fix things. She may bring up old memories, highlight your importance, and act like she is finally ready to be the partner you needed all along. This upgraded love bombing feels convincing because it mirrors everything you ever wanted from her. It feels like hope. It makes you question whether leaving is the right choice. But the upgraded version still has the same purpose that the original version had, pulling you back under her emotional influence. The moment she gets you back emotionally, the love bombing fades again. The behaviors return to what they were. She does not sustain positive change because change requires self-reflection, accountability, and emotional maturity. Those are things she cannot access. Social triangulation. She pulls a third person into your situation. When she cannot reach you directly, she tries to reach you through other people. She may involve a friend, a sibling, a coworker, or someone she knows you respect. She uses other people to pressure you, influence you, or guilt you. Social triangulation often looks like this. She tells others her version of the story, usually exaggerated or twisted. She seeks sympathy and validation from people around you. She tries to make you look unreasonable or uncaring. She gets others to check on you, comment on your behavior, or encourage you to reconnect with her. She uses the opinions of others as a weapon to weaken your boundaries. Her goal is to create pressure. She wants you to feel isolated. She wants you to feel misunderstood. She wants you to question your reality. By bringing a third person in, she tries to rebuild the power she lost. She relies on social comparison or judgment to destabilize you emotionally. A narcissistic woman knows how deeply humans care about social perception. She knows that if others think negatively about you, you might feel defensive or guilty. She uses that natural psychology to pull you back toward her. The goal is not to fix the relationship, The goal is to break your resistance. Projection. She throws her own behaviors onto you. Projection is one of the strongest psychological defenses in narcissism. When she feels exposed or insecure, she redirects her negative traits onto you. She cannot tolerate seeing anything flawed in herself. Instead, she labels you with the very behavior she is hiding. If she lies, she accuses you of lying. If she manipulates, she says you are the manipulative one. If she betrays the relationship, she questions your loyalty. If she treats you coldly, she claims you are distant. If she lacks empathy, she says you are the one who doesn't care. Projection allows her to keep her self-image intact. It protects her from guilt, responsibility, and accountability. Instead of facing the truth about who she is, she rewrites the story so that you become the problem. Projection can make you doubt yourself. It can make you feel confused. It can make you feel responsible for things you did not do. That confusion is exactly what she wants because it keeps you emotionally tied to her. The moment you doubt your judgment, she regains power. When she truly runs out of tactics, her final moves. These final behaviors appear only when she realizes she cannot pull you back emotionally, when she knows your mind is shifting, when she sees you rising above her influence, when the patterns stop working. She enters the final stage. This stage is cold, intense, and revealing. It shows you exactly who she is behind the mask. Devaluation. She begins to tear down your worth. When she cannot pull you back with affection or manipulation, she switches to tearing your value down. If she cannot have you, she wants to convince herself that you are not worth having. She does this not because she believes it deep down, but because she cannot tolerate the idea that you left on your terms. She may speak negatively about you to others, downplay everything you did for her, act like you were never enough, tell people she was unhappy with you for a long time, portray herself as the strong one who finally moved on. This stage can feel painful if you still care about her opinion. You may feel misunderstood or betrayed, but what she says about you is a reflection of her fear, not your truth. Devaluation protects her self-esteem. It lets her pretend she was the one who never needed you. But this behavior shows emotional immaturity. It shows her lack of self-awareness, and it reveals how dependent she was on controlling the narrative. Quick replacement. She switches to someone new almost instantly. When she reaches this stage, she may replace you quickly. It may look like she found love overnight. It may look like she is happier than ever. It may look like she moved on faster than you expected. But this behavior is not real healing. It is not real love. It is not real connection. A narcissistic woman replaces people the same way a person replaces a broken charger. The new relationship is not built on emotional depth. It is built on emotional utility. She needs someone who reacts to her, someone who admires her, someone she can pull into her world, someone who fills the emptiness she cannot face alone. Quick replacement is not strength. It is avoidance. It is distraction. It is an attempt to prove to everyone and to herself that she is still desirable. And the new partner is not a soulmate. The new partner is a new source of emotional supply. In this stage, she often tries to make sure you see her new life. She wants you to feel replaced. She wants you to feel regret. She wants you to feel like you lost something valuable. But in reality, she is the one who is afraid of sitting with her own loneliness. Emotional shutdown. She cuts you off completely. When everything else fails, she shuts down. She goes cold. She stops talking to you. She ignores you. She pretends you do not exist. This silence is not healing. It is punishment. It is her final method of regaining control. If she cannot make you react with love, guilt, anger, or regret, she tries to make you react with confusion. She wants you to wonder why she suddenly became distant. She wants you to question whether you did something wrong. She wants you to feel the emptiness she feels inside. Deep emotional shutdown is one of her strongest weapons because it is designed to erase her vulnerability. She wants to escape the truth that she no longer affects you. She wants to escape the truth that the relationship no longer revolves around her. In her mind, this shutdown lets her delete you before you delete her. But here is the truth. Her silence is not power. Her shutdown is not strength. It is a sign that you have taken your power back. Her final move is not about ending the relationship. It is about protecting her ego. Why she does all of this. The real emotional drive behind her final move. A narcissistic woman behaves this way because of 3 emotional vulnerabilities she cannot escape. These vulnerabilities shape every reaction she has when you stop giving her emotional energy. A fragile sense of self. She builds her self-worth from the outside, not the inside. She needs attention, validation, admiration, and emotional reactions to feel like she matters. When those reactions disappear, her sense of identity collapses. She does not know who she is without someone reflecting something back to her. A deep fear of being abandoned. This fear is not the same as feeling lonely. It goes deeper. It hits her at a level of emotional panic. When you pull away, she feels emotionally unprotected. She feels exposed. She feels like she cannot survive the loss of attention. That fear pushes her to react with extreme behaviors. And need to stay in control. Control is her emotional safety. It helps her avoid shame, failure, and vulnerability. When she loses control of the narrative, she feels powerless. That triggers her harshest behaviors. The final move that shows up when she can no longer get to you. Everything she does, love bombing, triangulation, projection, devaluation, quick replacement, emotional shutdown, is her way of holding on to the version of the world where she feels strong, admired, and superior. None of these reactions reflect your value. They reflect her fear. If you reach this point in the video, you already took a step many people never take. You looked at the pattern instead of blaming yourself. You looked at the behaviors instead of bending your boundaries. And you allowed yourself to finally see the truth behind what you lived through. You deserve peace. You deserve clarity. You deserve emotional safety. You deserve a connection where your heart is not used as a tool. If a narcissistic woman once made you feel small, confused, guilty, or invisible, remember this. That was not your failure. That was not a reflection of your worth. That was a reflection of her fear, her emptiness, and her need for control. You are stronger than you think. You have more resilience than you realize. And now, with this understanding, you can walk forward with a clearer mind and a stronger heart. If this video spoke to you, share your thoughts in the comments. Your story might help someone else feel less alone. And as always, because YouTube's algorithm tends to favor videos with strong engagement, if you feel this video has brought you value, a simple like and a quick subscribe would mean so much. It not only helps this message reach more people who need it, but also ensures you will never miss the next video that could make a difference in your journey. Thanks all.